Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nick Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, excuse me. Apparently I had a piece of Simba fur stuck in the throat. Terrible. Appreciate everybody that tuned in for the live stream earlier. Definitely was a good one. Slight talking, the conversation that was needed. If you missed it, you catch the replay. Jess, what's going on, baby? Tanya, what's going on, baby? Definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in earlier. Yeah, forgiveness for sounding like that, but yeah, I'm gonna try to delve deep a little bit. Not too much tonight. But first things first, hopefully everybody is having a blessed and productive Monday. Hopefully everybody was able to get through it. Again, hopefully everybody enjoyed their weekend. I know some of y'all was enjoying y'all weekend because of the football games and yeah, and that fight. Yeah, it was a good weekend all in all, though. We back to the busy work week. Serious, what's going on, baby? James, what's going on? What's going on, my guy? Oh, tonight this is going to be a little different. Give me 1 second. Uh, let's see you. Oh, shoot. I ain't mad at you. Uh, it was the same way here to a degree. Uh, it been mostly a up and down one. For those in the city, y'all already know what it is. Hopefully, it stopped raining on your end because I don't know. It's weather been back and forth. Some for the good, some for the bad, but nonetheless, still a blessing. And I think this is where part of the tonight's situation is going to take us. Certain things that are going to be able to stay stressed out over. Staying stressed out over it will eventually block your blessings, will eventually block your sight on future goals and aspects. So on that same token, you gotta remember again that no matter what's going on, no matter how things might be presented, there's a blessing in the skies and it's showing you something. It's showing you something. It's literally showing you that you can get through anything in life, any type of adversity, and sometimes it'll show you something that's needed. You spot out and weed out certain things that you need. There've been some things going on. Some things probably made headlines, whatever, whatever. But nonetheless, a form of what's being spoken about. Do you stay blessed or do you stay stressed? I feel if somebody has tried to help you in more than one way, whether you single or you married, and you hold a resentment to a degree about something, the funny part about it, if a person did go out their way to show you true friendship, right, and you didn't do the same thing back, how do you feel entitled to try to cause a meltdown or a problem? Like, real people are supposed to do real things. You always felt the type of way about anything, you would have did so, you know. But again, we do see that some people do hold on to stress. They do hold on to certain things, and they'll go. But again, all in all, though, it's crazy how it'll give a blessing to the person who is actually on the receiving end of it. That's a good way to get rid of certain people that you don't need. Toxicities, man. Listen, that's a form of it, and it's sad you do got people like that. But it goes to show you again. Sometimes you just gotta do a process of elimination. When you do so, blessings that you think you ain't gonna see is gonna be literally in your face. You Now I get it. There's some things in life that are gonna cause stress one way or another. But again, the main process is to remember the silver lining between everything. Some people will get their blessings and see their blessings in the form of true friendship. Prime example, who's truly down for your cause, whatever it is, so on and so forth. And then you have the others. Shouldn't be that much really said about that. Oh, want more. Take one out of it because this is empty. Oh no, but that part right there too, though. You never supposed to let that happen, though, Jess. That is the one thing. That's one key element to keeping yourself blessed, in my opinion. Just eliminating the day to day stresses that you know is gonna cause you to go over the edge. Give me 1 second, y'all. But just the funny thing about it though, you're gonna see certain things that you know you ain't supposed to see, but it's giving you a life lesson. That is technically the blessing of everything. You get day to day life lessons. You see things for what it is. You could definitely keep yourself stress free. Because you have some people who are definitely gonna, yeah, definitely not gonna lie to you. They're gonna try your patience, but the main thing is not to let it. And that's the whole beauty, you know. Also, almost trying to make sure doing an experiment. Don't worry about it. You hear pittering and pattering in the background. You already know who the hell is finally up and about to get up. Yeah, I already knew it was coming. What up, son? What up, son? Thought you was in a coma for a minute, but you don't block the you don't block the vision. Basically, even if you don't want to accept it, sometimes you have to. And the reason why, because again, it's giving you a life lesson. It is showing you again that okay, some people you just not gonna be able to give real energy to. And there's gonna be other people that you ain't gonna be able to really keep on the same level with. Because one way or another, they'll find a way to mess it up on their own. I feel if a person went to help you get your marriage back in order or something along those lines, right? How? And explain to me, how do you decide to try to turn the table? And especially when a person does have receipts. So for that person, again, that's on the receiving end, they're basically saying that you're better off blessed than being stressed. You don't need people like that around you. Even if it ain't but one person that's to blame for it all, still, they come as a tandem. So if they come in as a tandem, you don't need that type of dual stress. It's time to, see that part of it. You have to see that part of it. That is another part of growth, though, because you'll find out who's who and who's going to be leading by emotion and who's going to be leading by actual logic and true loyalty and friendship. Does say a lot, though. There are different stresses that people deal with. Some of their stresses it misses. It messes them up, really, though. And it messes them up not on a mental note. It messes you up on a spiritual note. Because now you'll definitely have some sort of form of doubt. And that'll even cause stress. And I would always say your best option a lot of times is find a good stress reliever, even until you eventually come to some sort of conclusion or epiphany in your life. Whether it's dealing with friends, family, relationships, whatever. I would say in the best circumstances, just get a clear vision and a clear mind to think about something. What's going on, baby? Definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. But again, you have to. For the betterment of your blessing, you just gotta sometimes take a step back and really evaluate what you need to evaluate. You might get a little stressed out because you can't see certain things right away, but at some point you will see it. And again, it does show in actions, words, expressions. Hey, Sparky, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. I'm gonna delve into this real crazy tonight. I do feel at the end of the day, though, essentially you are in control of some of your destination in life. And if you choose to allow certain things to override your process, it's basically gonna not go well on your end only because you're gonna get certain, backlash. If not backlash, you're gonna get the finger pointed at you for something. But when you do, again, that person on the receiving end, 9 out of 10, is going to reap that blessing and benefit. Why? Because it's showing them, to a degree, I don't need you around, or even if I have some form of disdain for you, I can just learn to just go on without you or move on about. And again, stress is still the number one killer. And that stress is not the type of blessing you think you need. That's not even a blessing. You're missing the point if you're thinking that, the common stresses that might send you overboard is going to be well worth that trip. You can see something, might not understand it, but when it's meant for you to understand it, you pretty much realize, you know what, this man just did something right for me. This woman just did something right for me. Sometimes a blessing will come in disguise. What you think might not be a blessing sometimes is actually a blessing because you never know what kind of situation in particular it could be going on. Prime example, you've heard some people say that they felt like everybody else was leaving them in the dust one way or another, and certain people took chances on them, right? But in that same instance, that was a blessing for them that they didn't get, you know, or align themselves with some of these people because again, could have been going through a form of anything that would have definitely blocked your blessings even more. Or it could have put you in even more danger and harm. So a lot of times you got to look at that as a blessing. Peace, Dad. What's going on, my guy? See, some people would choose to be stressed out, and again, that is a choice. But the everyday stresses, we already know that's just gonna be there. Nothing we can do about it. Most we can do is on certain days just take a mental break from everything. If not, take a couple mental days. That is a blessing too, because think about it. There's some people who actually would not so much as kill to be in your position, but they wouldn't mind trading your position for theirs. So it should be a blessing a lot of times that sometimes you overanalyze things that you don't need to. You give too much critical energy to things you don't need to. It does become a problem. But 9 out of 10, they ain't gonna need to give it. Why? Because that's putting stress on y'all. See, when you are feeling blessed, you'll know it. When you see a silver lining to a lesson that you're going through in life, you'll definitely feel it. And then from there, you have a build. Actually, wisen up to certain things. You know how to maneuver around certain situations, but you also know how to keep yourself intact and balanced. Even when they trying to attack you unbalanced, you know how to maintain your cool and composure. And then some things that's just again, it's going to be out of your control. Most you can do again is give it to that higher power or give it to the world. However you decide to do it, as long as you get rid of it, that's supposed to be the most important thing. Because if it's still sitting around you, you could miss the potential blessings that are coming around that corner. You could miss that potential vision that could definitely put you on the right trajectory. You know, there's some people that just refuse to give any type of energy, and that takes a lot of strength. That also takes a lot of spiritual strength because some people are just going for a victim. For some people, it ain't their fault because it might be a new wave of emotions that they've never dealt with before. And in the same token, it shouldn't really, yeah, it shouldn't, but it will. And I can't get mad at y'all. But the one thing to remember at least is don't let it let you crash all the way out. Because again, your main blessing in life, main reason why you should stay blessed or remember why you're blessed is because you are able to still wake up and try to produce something into the world. And what you produce into the world, that depends on you. I think one day I'll probably try to visit this on an even deeper topic of discussion because it's going to be needed. I've always believed that guess what? Sometimes you're going to see a silver lining where as much as you didn't want to accept anything along those lines of somebody either not being disloyal to you, I'm not even just going to say being disloyal. You got people that just all in all have their own general view and opinion about you, or they're gonna try to use you as a scapegoat some way somehow. Gotta just take that as a blessing and you keep it moving forward from there. No need to get mad. No need to definitely get upset. Sometimes, hey, that means that person is not meant to be around at least for that time trajectory. So you always are supposed to think about your mental and your spiritual peace. Even when the world is presenting certain things that are definitely getting at you, you are supposed to keep yourself firm and remember to see the vision. Hold on, East Dad. Appreciate you, bro. Hold on. I gotta give you the double whammy. Well, no, I can't. Damn it. I remind myself I do this in the morning. Uh, I gotta remind myself to get back my music. But since you like gaming, I got you, East Dad. Hold on, son. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Eulogy family. Oh, yeah, I gotta remind myself to put my music back on here tomorrow, but don't worry. Hey, it's either that or you want to hear this. Hold on. Matter of fact, I got you, East Dad. Since you said that's brutal here, I'm gonna show you brutal. Show you brutal today. I can't get jiggy with that music, son. I gotta put that back down tomorrow. Don't worry. I got y'all tomorrow. Don't worry. But again, welcome to the family, bro. Um, Definitely appreciate everybody, and I still got some things for y'all. A couple things I might actually put down as far as the members only, so I'll figure that out. It been a long weekend, a blessed weekend, not too much of a stressed weekend, but also a confusing weekend. Yeah, yeah. But I would say don't let the stress overwhelm you to a point where you could possibly lose all your blessings in one. And your blessings do vary depending on what you do or produce during the day. Madeline, what's going on, baby? If you all put the right things in motion, not just so much as make it work for you, make sure that you stand firm on it and that it's working for the people who are benefiting from it. As far as what I was saying the other day, I do believe to an extent, yeah, my blessings are not your blessings and vice versa. But I feel helping people out and uplifting on all accords, that's speaking more values. That actually means something more than anything else. So, all in all, though, um, again, you got to see the silver lining. You are producing a method one way or another. That method is actually keeping you afloat. If you have somebody that's trying to use you or throw you down as any type of scapegoat one way or another, right? You feel they holding you down, take that as a blessing. Because again, they are upset or they definitely mad about something that they're not in control of or they won't take accountability for or responsibility for. So of course, with those people, the best way to do it is find a scapegoat. Edie, what's going on, baby? Take that as a blessing. Why? Because again, that's that man upstairs showing you these are the type of people you can't have around you, especially if you are building and growing. They will potentially stop that growth at some point. Yeah, shout outs to James, man. Yeah, serious. Look, we got a squad here. Don't worry, there's certain days you ain't gotta worry about too much. Like most people, y'all all got that blue magic. Uh, it's because you was trusted to do something. You was trusted to promote, son. Selfless promotions. See, y'all messing up your own blessings, man. But see, that's the one thing to remember again is not letting that stress overconsume. You could be stressed out because you losing out on certain friendships, but then again, that could be that blessing you need because it could be somewhere down the line. These people are probably still in that same position, and you done elevated to higher potentials. You gonna have some people that will never try to take accountability for anything. But in the same token, it doesn't matter. You're better off without the stress. You don't want to put too much stress on your body to where you either catching a heart attack, stroke, seizure. Listen, you don't want to mess around. Man, it's multiple factors. Stress will do it to you. I think that's something that very little people see, and when they do see it, they usually know when to spot it out and catch it. You gotta know what's right for you, because again, that's where your blessings are gonna lie at. You also gotta know the best ways to get rid of different stresses that you could be dealing with. There's certain everyday stresses, like prime example for the youth, we see that a lot of them, their stresses for the ones who are actually on the right path. A lot of times it do be education, it do be what's going on in school or what's going on in the community. For adults, prime example, adults is kind of different because a lot of times your stresses don't really be stresses at all. You choose for it to be a stress. I don't have to. If it's a person that I work with, they be a jerk one way or another. I don't have to necessarily give it the energy. I honestly keep myself away from that person on all accounts. Some people do miss that a little bit. They do miss that part of the vision and the blessing. Let the people crash out and start seeing things for what it is. The right ones will always come into play. Oh, you already know he's there. Appreciate you, bro. Uh, is this what we gonna do? Watch this. Watch this. Ah, release. See, prime example. Things like this will stress regular people out. They ain't gonna stress me out. Thank you for being a part of the lesson, though. Hopefully, you had a smooth evening, and hopefully, you didn't run into no traffic. But before you go and sit back in the shadows, I'm gonna need you to take this with you. See, in that instance, that's how you get rid of certain stress. I think I found my stress reliever, at least for you. See, unnecessary stress like this, you don't allow it to do anything. Why? Because again, it's showing you that a person will never take accountability or responsibility for their own actions. The easiest way for you to set yourself up for a kill is for you not seeing your own blessing. Oh, I've been seeing most of my blessings, and there's still more blessings to come. But that's because I don't allow certain stresses, especially the day-to-day ones, to take me overboard. So, and that's the one thing to remember: keeping your stress levels down to a minimum. If you're blessed to make certain business moves or take calculated steps in growing yourself one way or another, you're supposed to take that blessing and see that silver vision and line it and put it into full motion. Some people's form of stress does come from actually not knowing what they feel they could produce to the world. And that's understandable. Because in that same token, you don't want to seem like a failure or, you know, you don't want to be going through the proverbial struggles forever. But sometimes you might go through the struggles that are needed because it's giving you a life lesson and a valuable lesson, but also a spiritual lesson. And the more that you are able to wake up again, you are able to see that blessing. Again, essentially, it does lie up to you. You could be getting a clear vision right in front of you, but again, you might not understand it. That's like you getting it's like you getting a messed up math problem, or you getting a real complicated math problem, and you probably beginner to maybe intermediate. You know, the truth. You want to look at it, you understand it, but you don't understand it. You looking at it, you could pinpoint something, but you got to fully get into detail on how you pinpointed and came to your conclusion. And a lot of times, you just got to eliminate the stress. See, some things people will say, "Oh, you shouldn't have did this, or you shouldn't have did this, or can't be." Not. No, sometimes if that's just who you meant to be, that's just who you meant to be. Can't go over that. Yeah, you're gonna have some people who will try to bring that out of you, and you don't let them. If you've gone out of your way one way or another to help somebody, and they can't just appreciate that, especially if they helped you when you screwed up inside, you can't take responsibility or accountability for whatever it is. Sometimes I feel people will do things for shock and value, and some people will definitely just show you who they really are. See that as a blessing, however it might go there. See, prime example, if you're building on the level of you want to own a chain of businesses, or that's probably your potential goal, running a chain of businesses, prime example, and you already know the numbers and all that other stuff, right? Why let a specific stress take you to a point where you possibly might miss that blessing coming right around the corner? Yeah, some things is not going to come right away, and there are things that are going to be right there for you to, right there at your disposal. So it really is essentially up to you. Do you let stress tear up your heart and tear up your spirit? That's the one thing to remember. Key element is that some things, again, you're not going to be able to stress out over. Because if you didn't have control of it in the first place, it wasn't yours to begin with. Again, take it like even with friendships sometimes. I have some people that y'all could be the best of friends, or you could be closer than ever. All it takes is one dagger, one piece of dagger, and that will spark a fuse. But hey, again, take that as a blessing. You are seeing things for what it is. Yeah, some people who are really going to be about their actions and their words and mean it. And then there are those who are not. Take that as a lesson in spiritual growth, but also mental growth. Not giving the type of energy that's going to make you go off the deep end. Possibly commit or do something that you know you would normally have not done. You have to do, you do have to find ways to relieve the stress, though. I'm not going to lie. But there's some things you really just can't stress out over because you'll miss the silver lining and the blessing in that message right there. It's just like with arguments a lot of times. You're not going to keep arguing and going back and forth with people, especially with people that just ain't obviously going to change who the hell they are. Pointless. It's like you arguing with the neighborhood drunk every day over something. At some point, you just not even going to give no energy to it. At some point, they'll eventually see that you ain't the problem. You know, can't allow specific stresses to cause a friction within your thinking and how you feel. You want a prime example, get in the field where you bringing back a lot of rehab centers for people who have specific injuries, stuff like that. You really into the physical training or the the physical therapy aspect of helping people get better. That's where you want to go. You can't allow certain stress to make you miss the whole blessing. Don't be stressful because you have a lot to learn about the anatomy, the body, all that other stuff, right? Yeah, we know. Of course, the books and everything else. It's a stress. It's a stress. But in the same token, if you know what's what, it is essentially helping. I would say that in the same token, there's some things you just can't bring with you. You can't bring excess baggage with you when you try to build or you just try to navigate through the world. You gotta leave that at a door somewhere. It doesn't matter where, but you're gonna have to leave it out there. You being too stressed out, not carefully thinking, not carefully speaking, or just not carefully being wise to the surroundings, can end up hurting yourself. That is one thing to remember. You want to be on that level, you can do so. I think that would be great, essentially, for some people. Get into that field of physical therapy. But I've always felt with physical therapy, there should be some spiritual therapy because some people are still stressed out. And some people, again, they don't tend to stress out over specific things on the day. But that right there is a key way of uplifting somebody. You know, because you're giving them that encouragement that regardless to what, they could at least get back to the notion of being back healthy and being back on top of their game. I've always felt that was one critical thing that should have been happening. But don't allow yourself to get kicked out of the medical field, prime example, or get yourself wrapped up in some madness. Like I said, some of the things you want to stress out about, but you really tend not to. And it's only because, again, there is a silver lining. There is a visual on there that, there's going to be some people that don't know how to take that stress, don't know how to take in too much of whatever they thought they was reaching for. If it wasn't on a humble accord, you're gonna crash and burn one way or another. That's why I said this weekend been a good one, a bad one, not too much of a stressful one, but it has been a confusing one. Yeah, we'll see. I'll delve into that at some point. I could make it into part two. I think I will be bringing a part two to this conversation. But again, some people are ultimately seeking success in life, right? But again, it's about how you go about it. You either go remain humble and really build it from the ground up, or you want to take shortcuts, burn bridges, so on and so forth. And the proverbial scratch and climb until you get where you need to get at. Now again, if you building up with the right accord, you staying humble and strong to the ground, feet planted, There ain't too much that's gonna knock you off your swivel. If there's things that's making you feel like you could be tilted over or you could be leaning, you already know what to do. Then you gonna have to relieve that energy and push it back. Main thing to remember is just be organic and continuously be yourself. And the people around you in the world will present themselves and show themselves. And that's the best course of also keeping a lot of stress down. Some people that you know they gonna trigger you the wrong way. You gotta learn to just not be triggered. And I think I found my way. Help me if I feel a type of way. Help me, help me, help me. But I think I found my course of stress. It's not too much stress on here. At least not for me. But I think I found my stress reliever for when I think I feel stressed out. And we back. That's only when I think I feel I'm going to be stressed out. But I really refuse to. Because again, I do see a blessing down the line. And sad to say that you won't be a part of that blessing because you just refuse to give it up. But I'm going to give it up the right way. James number 8. What's going on, my guy? But again, when you see things for what it is, again, you'll tend to find out that, hey, you're better off a lot of times keeping the stress to a minimum or eliminating potential stress. But again, it does lie up to you. And there are some people that are allowing that to happen, but that's because, again, they haven't taken the time to see the all in all lesson. See, prime example, if you're stressing out over death, prime example. One thing you got to remember is that that's just always going to be promised, one way or another. As much as we might not want to accept it, that's just something that's promised. We can't stress out over that. That's why it's always important, again, to live your best life. Try to live as stress free as possible. Again, see the world for what it is, see the people in the world for what it is. But you still should have a humble beginning and, again, just a strong backbone to know, listen, I'm going to be blessed one way or another. When you can firmly stand on that, and then guess what? Bountiful blessings will start happening. And sometimes the best course to making sure you're not getting stressed out is standing up on things that are stressing you out.
See, prime example, you'll have people that say and do things that you know ain't true. But then again, you know, words are words. It is what it is. Words don't mean nothing unless you got stuff to back it up. And even if you thought you did have stuff to back it up, right? Does that really stop you from moving the way that you feel you want to move? Nah. Because again, not everybody perfect. Everybody gonna make some sort of critical mistake and might not even know that they making the mistake. But they caught it, they was wise to it, and they was able to try to just get it right. Hey, and if they took accountability for it, the key word, take accountability and responsibility. You was able to do that. Should be no reason why shouldn't be granted the benefit of a doubt. Because it takes a lot of strength and courage to do a lot of that. I could use a prime example, even on some pettiness right there. That would be essentially like you in the car with your friend and your friend is telling you, yo, I ain't got that much gas, yo. And you tell to give them gas money. Just drop off at the nearest whatever and you good. And you decide to go outside of the reach and then you don't get to your destination and you break down somewhere, whose fault is that? Is that your fault or is that your friend's fault? 9 out of 10 is your fault because you could have went to the nearest one like he asked you to, but you wanted to go further because either A, you didn't like this area, or B, because you didn't like this, and now look, you're stranded somewhere. You'll have some people that will even try to, well, if you would have just, first of all, if you would have just drove to where you need to drive to, we could have solved this right there. For all you know, I could have filled up your whole tank. You get where I'm going with. You have some people that are really like down low petty like that. They refuse to mess up or they don't mess up, and then this is what they do. Let me reflect this and let me negate of taking any type of responsibility for my own shit. Now you bugged out. You are bugged out on that notion because if you are essentially the reason why you are having your own downfalls, you got to take accountability and responsibility for that in order for you to see what's around the corner for you. One second. You don't mind me. Before it did rain, I was good that I got me a damn soda. I needed one of these. So, essentially, you are your own downfall. That's if you choose to be that way. Again, am I supposed to get mad at my friend? And my friend would have definitely made sure gas tank was filled and we could have went wherever we was going, or am I going to blame myself? That's how it's supposed to be on certain levels. You're not supposed to be sitting there trying to throw off your ill wills on people. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. That's just like prime example on the music tip. If you know you're supposed to be at a show at a certain time and you choose to do otherwise, then you get there late and now they decide you to aid it or want you to perform or whatever, whose fault is that? Is that going to be everybody else's fault? Or is that going to be your fault for not being there on time when you were supposed to be on time? It's different accounts of that, man. Once you start doing that, you'll be able to really start seeing the true blessings that are around that corner again. I'm gonna keep repeating that because it's true. See things for what it is, like I said before, and then you move forward from there. Prime example, you'll stress yourself out if you got the wrong type of company and they always got the wrong type of negative vibes and stuff coming around. It will definitely put a damper on things because you'll have people that feel like, well, damn, like, why it seem like even when things should be good, there's always these same people that feel like this is what it got to be. If they get to a point of starting to ruin vibes, then yeah, you're starting to see the blessing right there. You're starting to see things for what it truly is. Again, just be mindful, be aware of actions. It's like essentially you being the one ruining the party, and you won't take responsibility for it. If you ruined the party because you came in there on a violent intention or came in with a negative aspect or doing certain things, you can't blame nobody else but yourself. But you won't say, "Oh, nah, that's these people' fault for having them and inviting them." Say, no, that's your fault. Especially if things is already said, like, look, everything, keep it outside. Whatever you thought you was going through, whatever you going through, keep it outside. That's really what you're supposed to do. Keep everything from the world exactly where it's at, outside. Get to that common ground of knowing that again, some people are just not going to be meant for you. Some people are definitely going to show you that this is who they truly are, and it's up to you to choose if you want to continuously be around it and let it stress you out, or you want to eliminate it and see what the blessings be. But essentially, though, I think your best option to better stress methods as far as getting rid of it, you got to figure out what really works for you in that moment, in that present time. I've seen some people who have been upset because of specific things they've went through. You'll catch them somewhere on the handball court or somewhere on the basketball court, even if it's by themselves. There are certain ways to again relieve that stress, whether it's sports, music, entertainment, or sometimes just reading. But all of those fail, a lot of times you just gotta meditate again and give off that energy and bring it back to where it needs to be brought back to. It's creating a friction within your balance, and it's also creating a friction within your blessings. And it shouldn't do neither or. You're gonna have certain things that are gonna be permanent in life. You're gonna have things that might be temporary. You might got things that probably you'll never know what it's gonna be or could have been because maybe it was something right then and there that was already in motion to happen. Even if things could have went well, again, if there's two different types of personalities and they ain't meshing too well, 9 out of 10 ain't nothing gonna go right. Now it'll go right if y'all both leaning on the aspect of this is how you're moving, you market it as something that you feel that's the best way of advertising it. And there's no need for that because even that will cause you a stress at some point. Main thing to keep yourself on a humble tip, but also making sure that your blessings stay intact. The way you stay blessed is eliminating all forms of stress, no matter how deep, no matter what angle. Gotta eliminate it. And whatever ain't yours to eliminate, you give that to the world and let that handle that out. You know, it's only so much you can do anyway. You gotta remember this though. Those blessings that are right in the store for you, a lot of those could definitely be the most beautiful opportunities to present you to the fullest extent of the people, especially if you move humbly. There are gonna be some that chuck in job and get their way to where you are already at. You're gonna have some people who they not really just focused on the one aspect of living. They're gonna focus on multiple aspects of living, but also making sure to keep stress levels down to a minimum. There are some people who definitely they don't take in no type of stress at all. And it's amazing to me because some people they just go on phase like, huh? What? Oh, my bad. My bad. I think I honed that to a degree too. Some people think I be stressed out. I really don't be, at least not on here. Don't be stressed out. The reason why I don't be stressed out is because, again, I know when to tune in to something and when to leave something alone. One thing, again, is just to be in control of whatever your destination might be moving forward towards. Um, Gear yourself for the things you need to gear yourself for. You're gonna get some hate. You're gonna get some deceit. You're gonna definitely get a lot of pettiness. So on and so forth. The list goes on. You're gonna get people who are genuinely jealous because they feel again they don't know what their offer is in life, but they're mad because everybody else is figuring out their ways and how they gonna move it. Again, you gotta have some know-how about yourself. You gotta know exactly what you think works for you, and then try to be the best you again. Certain things is gonna be transparent, clear as day. If you still choose to go into that knowing what you already know, then hey, it'll become a slow, gradual decline. That would be like essentially again, you're building the best opportunity for yourself, but in the same token, you destroying it. Can't destroy it. Am I supposed to try to make sure my building stands firm forever or for a year? Just asking the question that that would be like an example. If I'm a contractor, right? Am I supposed to make sure that my buildings or my houses or whatever I'm building for you, especially you trust me with the money, right? Am I supposed to make sure that these things stay intact for eons to come, or you gonna have to worry about it being broke down within the years time? Saying you gotta think on those lines. I would prefer not to see y'all, but for the the schedule, routine, little whatever's, or if you decided that you wanna do some renovations, that could be all right. That's different. But everything else, like I don't want to see you for the next couple of years. Here, hold this. This is what this is. You want to make sure you build the best possible strong suits for yourself, your family, your real friends, people that really support you one way or another. Shit, even some of your associates that come in here and they can fuck around and be a part of the blessing. Excuse me for saying it that way. I've always felt that way. Everybody's going to serve their purpose one way or another. It is your duty, and it's also your blessing to see things for what it is. I started to see a lot of things for what it is while I started doing this content. And I seen some things I didn't want to see, but I was already prepared for that. I stepped in the lions then. I know how to fight. I wrestle alligators. I'm fat. Always remember that. So I know just some things I ain't gonna never really have to get into a war of words with. But not gonna lie, it might take some of this though. Bunch of stress relievers, right? That would be my stress reliever if I ever felt I was getting stressed on it. Like I said, most of my stresses are the everyday stresses that come off of the internet. So if it ever sounds like I'm discontinued on certain things, please believe it's not always about things on there. And a lot of times my scalp really just hurt because of some things that are just unexplainable. Some things that are really just lost in the sauce. And you'd be like, am I supposed to really understand this and stress on it? Or do I just leave it be? Sometimes you just gotta let it be. Some things are just always be unexplainable. Like why some people won't take their own accountabilities and responsibilities for the screw ups, we'll never know. But that shouldn't stop you again from being the best you regardless. Do you stay stressed out over, prime example, relationships that can't be mended or can never actually go past a certain distinct, or they just accept it for what it is and keep pushing from there? Think I'm not gonna lie to you though. The main thing is to stand on your potential happiness. The things again that you know for a fact is gonna be an issue for you, don't let it be for you. You feel you're gonna end up getting a headache over something that's, in your opinion, prime example, if it's childish, petty, if it doesn't have no real substance or value to it, or if it's not helping you within your day to day struggles of life, don't necessarily need it. Well, actually, certain things will, because again, they are giving you a life to life lesson, a day to day lesson in life. Some things you're gonna be for, some things you're not gonna be for. But again, that essentially ends up with you. Exactly. Exactly, Jess. Right there. That's exactly what it is. Now again, I can be honest with you. Like I said earlier, death is something different for some people because some people don't know how to deal with it. Some people are always going to deal with it their own different way. But in that same token, too, you got to remind yourself that that's out of your control. Some things you're just not going to be able to have your way with. If that was the case, almost everybody that would have wished for somebody back would have got them back. But we know that's not the case. But the main thing to remember in that instance, too, is that they never left you. They are still here. They are your guidance one way or another. And sometimes they could be a part of showing you what your blessings could be, or what your downfall could be if you ain't paying it no attention. Key way to being stress free and keeping your blessing is just not allowing certain things that's not going to be impactful on you in life to make you feel any type of way. If you don't got to worry about being on a specific time, specific element, prime example, or without either or, if you are not on those lines where everybody would deem you unsafe and unfit, uh, your best thing is just to not stress it out. People are going to say and do things. Sometimes the world might confuse you with the things that's being presented in front of you. And some people are going to be stressed out only because, like, prime example with the schools. Some people definitely want to make sure that their kids are safe and learning what they are supposed to be learning, which is, that's going to be a day to day stress because you never know what could be happening. But at the same token, it's going to be a blessing because if you really are hands on individual and make sure to check up every so often like you're supposed to, you'll see what's needed, what's not needed. And if you feel your child is in some sort of form of danger, then you can get the option to not stress out and say, okay, well, I knew this wasn't going to last. Let me see if I can find somewhere else where I could put them in there and they could be safe and they could be okay. Again, it does essentially end up with you. Oh, snap. I hear you, Jess, baby. And definitely happy birthday and blessings to all the Virgo babies around here, baby. And many more blessings around the sun. And you already know, Jess, you always catch a replay. Like I said, I wasn't gonna hold all night convo about this. But I was gonna bring some key elements on how you can maintain some sort of balance. And again, the key thing to remember again is when you see it, when it's presented, when it makes you feel a type of way about something, you're essentially seeing the lesson right there in front of you. It is your opportunity, though, to understand it and realize it. If you feel somebody is giving you nothing but emotional stress, spiritual stress, even when you're trying to so-called eliminate it, you gotta actually stand firm and make sure you definitely keep your backbone in it. Didi, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I said, son, I just wanted to delve into somewhat briefly tonight because, again, you don't allow certain stresses to take you overboard. At some point, it does essentially rely on you to keep yourself as healthy as possible. Not just spiritually, but physically. They do go hand to hand. I can have a high spirit, but my body broken down. Or I could be a physical specimen of everything, but my spirit be down and dead. That's essentially up to me, though. I gotta have a motivation and a love in life that is going to keep me balanced, but also keep me humble and wise and sharp to what's going on. I believe once you get to that right there is a part of that growth that you're looking for right there. But nonetheless, though, feel that this will always be the issue amongst some people. Not being too critical of things when they supposed to. Again, you got to stand firm in what you believe in. If people ain't down with it, and you got to get them about it. Some people will be honestly that selfish. They ain't worried about you. They'll try to use you one way or another to try to gain some sort of notoriety the wrong way. Don't allow that to stress you out. Sometimes, again, you allow these people to crash on their own accord. Once you see it for what it is, hey, you gotta move from there. But yeah, still though, it's a good feeling though. You take that time to figure out everything you need to figure out. You definitely balanced on all angles. You know exactly how you want to move and present the situation. Hey, it's going to be a strong, positive climb. Whether it's a fast climb or it's a steady, gradual climb, you will be climbing that ladder of success. That ladder of success does end with you, though, and it begins with you. Again, see the blessings for what it is. I remember one night, prime example, one of my people damn near almost got killed. He would not even been here. And honestly, to this day, most of us still said that same thing. He wasn't supposed to be here because he technically had already been in the midst of being out and about. when all of the things happened that night. But he didn't get there in time. So that was kind of like a blessing too, in disguise. You never know what's going on in the world again. And again, that's going to be a stressful thing because you're going to come against different people, personalities, some things you're not knowing of. You're going to get a distorted picture of. And then it's also hurtful to a degree because you really ain't in the best of visions to see if this is a facade or if this is an actual genuine person with a genuine message. You know, that's the one thing to remember. You have to come to terms with yourself. And then from there, you can come to terms with what's going on in your life. But while you still are blessed, you shouldn't be worried about stress. Oh, the one thing to remember too, I ain't gonna go crazy tonight. I was gonna drop the link, but I highly doubt, yeah, highly doubt I was gonna drop this panel tonight. But it was only because I still got a few things I want to delve deeper into with this topic. But this is, again, ways in breaking down situations that we go through on a daily. But again, you need self reflection and overall analysis of a situation so you can make the critical decisions from there. A lot of ways to eliminate stress on prime example, friendship level. You get rid of the friends that you know for a fact you always got to seem to bail out one way or another. Even when they shouldn't be needing no bailing out, but you still got to bail them out. You got to get rid of those ones. Those ones that definitely cause a stress on you that 9 out of 10 you ain't gonna be able to get rid of, and it's gonna still be lingering around you. Even when you feel you thought you got it away, it's still gonna be lingering around. That's why I said, you have to be critical in what you accept in your life and what you don't accept in your life. Because again, it is those decisions that it does rely on you. But nonetheless, it's always a blessing to make sure that you are doing something that says the best things about you, not the worst things about you. I would say, prime example on the building tip again. Do you want a reputation of having, strong, reliable things that you ain't got to worry about ever collapsing, or do you want the reputation of I got to the money, but then in the same token, I done messed up in certain aspects. My projects ain't the way they supposed to be, and they crumbling one way or another. You can't do a patch up job in life. The things that you can patch up, you put the biggest band aid on it. You're gonna need to. Because it might be small and critical right now, but eventually it will turn to something bigger and greater. And I'm not gonna lie to you. there are multitudes of ways to make sure you get rid of the stress. Part of it was spoken about tonight. I think the best course of method sometimes for a stress reliever is swimming. Hey, take your time, whether it's in the ocean, pool, whatever. Take that time to definitely do so. Again, self reflection. Stresses of the day, if you were able to come into your crib, prime example, you know you got one of these houses where you are able to have you some sort of peace and comfortability, man cave, whatever yeah, women want to call your things too. I know as far as a man cave, we already know. You want to get away from the stresses, build you something to where you could just eliminate any and everything from the world. So this way you can reflect, you can meditate, and you can definitely analyze everything that you've been through within recent. So this way, if it has been a stress level to you, you can get rid of that stress level and keep yourself here a little bit longer. Because again, remember, stress is still the number one killer amongst everybody, not just the melanated folk, everybody. Sometimes you're gonna have to allow that stress to leave out in the world and let it stay there. It'll eventually break itself up. You're gonna have to definitely manifest that strength, and you're gonna definitely have to just make sure that no matter what, you are essentially building, growing spiritually, and you can see things for what it is, clear as day. Well, not gonna lie to you, I am gonna say this though. For those who feel that the stresses are too much, before it becomes a critical loss in your life and a hurtful one in your life, try to avoid going towards those drugs that are definitely, behavior inhabiting. Yeah, because your behavior is going to definitely change, and you know that. Anita, what's going on, baby? Oh, boy, as well with everybody, though. And again, don't mind me being kind of stubborn, in fact. Yeah, I needed to stop raining on my end so I could go out to the store. I wanted a healthier option to drink. But it is what it is. I gotta deal with what I gotta deal with. But stress relief, best way to deal with it a lot of times, again, is just leave it out there in the world. It'll eventually sort itself out. And then when you do walk back out to it, you know what to accept and bring into your life and what to just get rid of. And whatever you can't make decisions on, it'll just stay there and float. But essentially and eventually it will end up being something that's going to be neat, a life lesson. A life lesson should be for some people, no matter what kind of stresses you deal with, inside or outside, have to be in control of your destiny, your feelings. And again, you gotta know just when to vacate situation. It's really the best thing. And some people will take the joy in trying to steal whatever blessings could be coming your way. A lot of people do see what it is with you before time. But again, you never let it override your thought process. You got people that don't want to see you uplifted and blessed, and those are the people you don't need to have around. And don't stress over it. Because besides, who wants weak minded, weak tactics? Who wants a little bit of all of that when you want something strong to build with? Best way to see things the way you need to see things, again, is just knowing what to put in place and what to keep in the back. Sometimes you gotta keep things in storage because it will serve its purpose at some point. Whether you believe that part or not, it will serve its purpose. Oh, it finally stopped raining. My fault. I was tripping for a minute, y'all. Thought it was still raining, but it's actually just windy outside. Yes. But why I got a feeling it's still hot. Oh, my stress level's about to go up. Nah, I'm stop playing. But see, there are things that I really can't control. It might stress you out, but you're strong enough to not let it be a consistent stress out for life. When you do have people that try to steal whatever goodness might be around you, you'll know how to eliminate it, and you'll know how to still keep moving forward with your happiest life. I'm good, Anita. I'm actually happy it stopped raining because at some point I'm gonna have to walk this dog anyway. Other than that, like I said, it's been a good weekend. It's been a bad weekend. It's been a confusing weekend, but it hasn't been a stressful weekend. I can say that much. It's been bad because of certain things you was hearing and seeing, but some of these people already are wrapped up on stuff like this. So I was just like, yeah, I don't need to be another one adding on to that. Oh, well, I am going to do this part two, and I'm going to delve a little deeper. But mostly want to chime in with that because, again, do you choose to stay blessed or do you choose to stay stressed? If you do choose to stay stressed, you'll start noticing all the physical aspects and features that you didn't notice before. Some people, they do crack under stress. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some people, you will see wrinkles, you'll see bags under the eyes, you'll see a little bit of everything. But that's essentially telling you the stress is taking toll on you. Not supposed to let it. Some people's blessings come in a form that they didn't think it comes in. And it does lie within your strength. How much you were able to take in. Especially if you are going through things that are out of your control. Prime example, there are people that are not expecting to have cancer or ever get cancer, but they end up getting. And sometimes it could be genetic dependent. But the main thing to remember, it might be a stressful road to recovery. because you have to deal with certain things on that level, and that can take a toll on your mental. But you still gotta also see the silver lining. If you end up beating the process and you definitely making sure that it doesn't come back, even to hey, that's a spiritual moment, that's a spiritual feat, and that's also a good shapeshifter for a lot of people who probably might have gone through it or probably could be going through it and need that inspiration. So you have to bring something. You have to. And see, that's the best way to get rid of that stress for those who feel a type of way about that. Essentially, you're gonna have to say fuck it. That's what you gotta do. No apologies for the cursing, but that's what you're essentially gonna have to say in life. When you think certain things are too much to deal with, hey, you know what, F it. I will just let it be where it's at. That's it. But don't allow it to consume you and leave you in a dark realm because a lot of times it's not going to be a good response trying to come from that dark realm. You still might have some resentment on certain things that really wasn't even in your control in the first place, but you let it. If somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason, you don't stress out over it. You simply just shrug it off. Okay, good to know. Anything else? Essentially, you're gonna have to do that with certain situations all in all. Period. You have to give it the proverbial "I don't care." And it's not saying that you being cold hearted or that you being even selfish to anything or that you're not being wise or open up. It's just essentially telling people and telling yourself you're not going to tolerate as much as you think you're going to. You definitely not going to let it weigh in on your heart, your back, or your physical. Keep your physical health at its best. Keep your spiritual health and your mental health at its best. All three do play good parts in your key of living a successful growth in life. Nonetheless, good way to always see the silver lining without having to go through the headache sometimes. Not a shortcut or a cheating line. But it's just certain things that if you already feel like you've been accustomed to it or you've been around it somewhat, but you still feel like you don't know how to come across or how to present it or even how to, attack and attach something, you'll be all right. Because that's going to give you that eye open, like, oh, okay, this is where I was messing up at. Alright. It's almost like a blueprint. Again, you got to carve your own personality in life. Sometimes you have to see what the blueprint is. You're not saying to try to be somebody else, no, because you can't. You can only be yourself. But when you carve your niche, when you carve your personality in life, you gotta at least give somebody a good, genuine praise on something that they did that impactfully and culturally impacted you the best way. Once you see that, stress levels will go down. See, I would hate to use the word your icons, because it's almost a form of, not so much as bearing false witness. But you're praising and worshiping things that you're really not supposed to. You can't praise and worship money because just as quick as that money comes, it'll go. That'll be your stress right there. Yeah, some people who had good situations and messed themselves up, prime example, because they didn't see things for what it was. Even when people was trying to give them the best possible option, of course, to do so. They didn't see it. So essentially, they downfalls and they woes, they gonna have to take responsibility on that. But if they learn something from it and they decide to build and grow and move on with life, yeah. Depending on what you've done or depending on how you've been doing things, sometimes it'll be something to be reckoned with for the rest of your life. Some things not. Again, essentially, you are moving and making the best option for yourself. One thing to remind yourself is that if you've known to be a good spirited person on all levels, you continue to do so because your blessing does come in different forms. Like a lot of people here that have been here, still here. Blessings coming along the ways and more ways. Hold on one second. What the hell? I'm glad I don't work tonight. I don't gotta deal with no milk truck deliveries. Thank you, Jesus. See, that's a good stress reliever right there. I didn't normally been stressed out on at least that part. And again, glad I don't work tonight. Always something last minute, but nonetheless, I don't even allow that to stress me out. Things I would get stressed out about is things that we see on a normal day to day, and you wish it would change. But I know I'm not in control of certain things. All thing I can do is just add what I can add to the world that I feel is the most beneficial thing to have. Conversation right now. And I appreciate you, Anita. And you already know, like, this is why I try to keep maintain balance on things. Because that's what is needed. We can all come together regardless of what and have a stern conversation about something. Especially with something that we know is impacting us. Essentially, it's up to us, though. And again, most of these people, they just ain't with the stupidness anyways. It's pointless. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to end up looking old before your time, or you'll end up breaking your body down before your time. Don't need to stress out nothing. And you're going to have people that, again, have been through certain things that people can relate to. Again, strong conversation is needed. You don't need all the extra politics and madness behind it. And I do appreciate everybody that has been here and still been here and still growing amongst the flock. Oh, what's up? And there's been some good people, and some of these people have been here since, again, the core of this channel. So the most I could do, at least for them, is try to keep a safe zone at all costs. But see, even when you feel down, right? Prime example, Anita, you do got people that definitely will, they'll rise to the occasion. Definitely rise to the occasion, and they will definitely be right for you. They're gonna be able to say, you know what? I know this person going through it. Let me try to do the best thing possible to help uplift. And again, we all have different things that we bring to the table. That's the most unique thing about it all. Oh no, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Serious. I'm always gonna be me. I do things from the kindness of my heart regardless. Don't get it twisted though. I know when to shut things down, and when I know I have to, I will. Other than that, I can't allow certain things again that I know I'm not in control of to take control of my destiny. And that's one thing that the people should realize, even though they own behalves. Some things you're just not going to be able to control. You can't control the weather, even if you're stressed out about certain things with the weather. You can't control that. You don't have no powers to say, yeah, let me just shut it down. What you can do is accept it and see certain things for what it is and be blessed if you're not in the midst of the storm. Well, I knew it. I didn't expect to hear this, but yeah. Apparently, this is an email that's getting sent all around the board on my job. Definitely glad I'm not there tonight. Yeah, I know when to just feel good about things. I know when to eliminate certain aspects. I know when to embrace and take in a lot. There are a lot of people again who are going to be all for the talks and the conversations and for the bills, and that's what I'm going to continue to build here. See, I was only somewhat getting stressed because I felt like, I don't know, I still felt like I wasn't doing something right. Felt like I was missing something. And then I realized I'm not missing much of nothing. I think I basically got what I need right now. A core foundation on how to build with the right type of people and influences. Again, shout outs to everybody that really made it possible and has been here. But it also gives a blueprint to something that you don't allow certain stresses to ever dictate your flow on things. You know when to do things, know when to not do things. But that doesn't mean not be yourself. Accept whatever it is in life, your flaws, your perfections, and everything. You got to take the good with the bad. One thing to remember though is never let any type of thing you feel could be a personal insecurity or any type of other insecurity. Don't allow that to affect your cloud of judgment. Just be the best you. That's all you could possibly do. And always remember again, things could be a lot worse. But when you think things are taking a turn for the worse, it might not necessarily be that. Again, life is going to present you certain problems and certain things. Again, you're just not going to be able to fix. You smoking rocks, that's why. My bad. Oh, don't get all happy now. You about to go outside anyway. Oh, I can't never get outside with him.
Take them now before it start pouring. That's your only chance. It's like light drizzle. He heard you say outside, so it's over now.
No, he just wanted to be in pain. He still smell that plate up here. That's why. My bad, yeah. She just left.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. All right, I'll tell she be back over here tomorrow. Blackout, what's going on, my guy? But again, the main thing to remember is know how much to take in, know what to take in, and the rest you throw it in the garbage. If it doesn't see your spirit good, you're only stressing out over it. And you're going to continuously stress out until it kills you eventually. And your main goal a lot of times, I'm going to lie to you, should try to keep yourself balanced. Keep your mental balance. Don't let certain things screw with your head. It is best for you to keep your head clear at all costs. Even if you have to take that step back for a minute. There's nothing wrong with doing that. That's a part of spiritual growth. He ain't speak. James, he ain't speak. He about to come down there with you. Cause he just was in the coma. Now my brother not come in here, his punk ass would have still been sleeping. See, he got me cursed again. Matter of fact, now Simba gotta get one of these. My bad. Simba gotta get one of these right now. A bit better. Yeah, now I feel a little bit better. I know. But you love it though. You love it. You love it. But again, I didn't I didn't stray far from what I needed to speak about tonight. Again, it is essentially up to you. Do you choose to let the stress consume you, or do you get rid of it and let the blessings come to you? That should be a question you ask yourself. You know, it will come in a multitude of ways abundantly, and it's up to you to put the best things in your life. Stress, despite how much we can't, despite how much we try, to just overall make it cease to exist, it's just something that's always going to be there. Again, with everyday struggles, you will get everyday stress. But that stress shouldn't determine your life, and it shouldn't determine your health. It definitely shouldn't shake your spirit. Main thing to remember again, keep humble. Love yourself, even throughout your imperfections. Love yourself. If you felt you was moving the wrong way and you started moving the right way, continue to move the right way. Keep building and keep shaping the way you're supposed to do so. And you'll find peace and joy in that. And you'll find that blessing right around that corner. If you don't, you're going to be dealing with the unnecessary headache, stress. At some point, it'll drive you crazy. I think I'm definitely going to put a part two to this. I wasn't going to hold y'all all night. I know most of y'all got work and school to deal with, kids, everything else. I think I am going to try to walk his ass. She got a light little period, of time to walking. But hopefully somebody did get something out this tonight. Again, your stress factors, your levels, all of that does depend on you. Part two of this, I'll definitely delve way deeper. But I'm gonna attack this sucker the way it's gonna be attacked because it's neat. I do appreciate everybody that tuned in. For those who might have been coming in late, you can catch the replay. Even today was just one of those good days. And again, see why everybody was covering the same topics and the same repetitive stuff. I can't do that all day. I can give my view and opinion on certain things, but I just don't want to delve into it day in and day out. There's other things to worry about. That's why I can't be too stressed out. Anita, you good. You already know my slogan. You already know my slogan with you and everybody else. Listen, you still coming in here. You still here. That's the most important thing. Like I said, I'm building almost like a family-based unit to a degree, and you are part of the family. You've been here for a while, so you're always more than welcome. Don't worry about nothing. Your main thing, like I tell everybody, just get yourselves together on the health tip and everything, because your health is your wealth. And you know me, I had a good weekend. I had a bad weekend. I had a confusing weekend, but not really too much of a stressful weekend. My scalp still do hurt though from some of the things I've seen and heard, but I'll delve into that in the morning. See, I'm just gonna get my view and opinion on it, and I'm gonna just throw that way in the back like I always do. There's certain things that I'm just not always gonna jump on a bandwagon on, and people, oh, why you don't cover this? Because everybody else named Mama is covering it. One more different view and opinion on something, they ain't gonna make it no better. But I can break down crucial points that need to be broke down in those situations right there, and where things could go wrong. You know, and also where things could go right. So, nonetheless, I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Well, I'm about to get this dog up out the way, and I do have to make my way to the store. Jesus Christ. I know I forgot something. Well, hopefully everybody did get something out of this. And again, shout outs to all my members of the Eulogy family. You know, we gonna definitely keep moving and building, and the best way to do so, again, is just bringing the right people into a good space and letting everybody be themselves, but let everybody just keep balance. Because again, uh, do I stay blessed or do I stay stressed? And that's something that everybody should ask themselves daily. Do I stay blessed? Do I stay stressed? Essentially, it will be up to you. So let y'all get on about your business. We gonna make my rounds, do what I gotta do. I'll definitely be supporting whoever else is popping up tonight. So this is a good talk as always. Look forward to having more of these. Y'all was new to the channel. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is keep it real. That's all I can do is give you real topics and real bills. And definitely see some of y'all running around. I know y'all like to be vampires and all that other stuff. But before y'all leave up out of here, I do got something for y'all. And take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. That'll be my way of getting rid of a lot of stress. So, y'all definitely stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.